one of two things is about to happen to me. I will either become a registered sex offender, or I will go to jail for indecent exposure. A third thing might happen, and that's I might have pneumonia or something, and I might die. Might not die, but I might have permanent lung damage. I got sick like 2 weeks ago, and then Alex got sick, and he got me re-sick, and then I don't feel sick, but my lungs. Can you hear my voice? Hello, hello, hello! I think that there's something wrong. Anyways, let me tell you why I might now be imprisoned for the rest of my life. I'm actually waiting here for the bolice to show up at any second. I was in Target a couple of days ago. I think that we were getting socks or something like that. Yeah, Alex says, yeah, we were getting socks. I just got off work. I looked down at myself and noticed that my shirt was completely unbuttoned, like the whole way down, and was open like this. Luckily, that day I was wearing a bra-ree, because sometimes I don't because they're so uncomfortable. But now they're not uncomfortable because I got ones from Victoria's Secret that are like good and new and like actually fit. My other ones had like underwire that were poking me in the rib cage. But anyways, I looked down and I was walking around the store like that, completely exposed for at least 10 minutes. And Alex was with me. And I'm like, dude, why wouldn't you tell me that my breasts were out? He just laughed at me and thought it was such a funny thing, but it wasn't funny to me. I was mortified. So I just like stood up against a shelf and I was like, hurriedly rebuttoning all my unbuttoned buttons. So that was whatever, because I mean, I'm sure probably at least 20 people saw me exposed. But that pales in comparison to what just happened right now. I'm sitting at the table at the let me give you a tour. Hello. I was sitting over there. See that coffee table where Alex is on the couch? I was sitting there watching him play Mario Galaxy, eating some dried anchovies. That might be gross to you, but they're super good, so you should try some if you ever go to an Asian market. Just eating some dried anchovies. Well, I wasn't just eating dried anchovies because, you see, I had gotten off of work, and whenever I get home from work, as any civilized person should do, I strip down to my undergarments. I don't put on another pair of clothes because I'm not ready for that yet. Like, I just need to be free for a second, you know? So I strip down to my undergarments, and I'm sitting there. Well, let me show you one more thing, you guys. You need to know this. This is integral to the story. This is a door. This is the door made all out of windows, okay? Do you see where this is going? These doors also are made all out of windows, but nobody really walks back there. That's the alley. So anyways, I'm sitting there eating dried anchovies in my bras and underwears. And Alex says, "Oh my God, children." And I'm like, "What?" Three kids walk up to the front door. And I'm sitting on the edge of the table, exposed. Sitting there like this, munching on dead fish. And they freaking knock on the door and they're staring at me. And if I would have stood up, they probably would have seen my buttocks more so than when I was just, because I was sitting cross-legged. Like some of my leg meat under the table, so I thought that maybe they couldn't see. So I was like, I don't have the time to run up and run into my room and hide, because then it would make it blatantly obvious that I was partially, like basically almost nude, but I had undergarments on. So I just sat there and I was like, whatever. I just kept eating the dead fish, and Alex got up and he tried to block the door. But by that time they had already seen me. They know where I live. They know what I look like, too much of what I look like. And I think that probably they called the bolice. And the reason I'm so afraid of this is because at my college, where I used to go 4 years ago when I was a youngin', and now I'm ancient and old. Actually, I just turned 25 on October 4th. I'm 1/4 of a century old. Spent the day getting dentures fitted for the future. Anyways, this guy at college was drunk one night. I didn't know him. This was in the news. And he was in front of his fraternity building, and he exposed his dingus. And he was close to the area where children might be. And he became a registered sex offender because he showed his dingus in front of possible people, but I don't even think any children saw it. But children saw, they didn't see my dingus. I don't have a dingus, but they saw myself. What are they called? You guys. That's not something that gets erased. If you become a sex offender, that changes your whole life. I just wanted to sit in my undergarments and eat anchovies, and I can't even do that because I've got freaking glass doors.